A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last season. She accounted also for helping drive the numbers of merchandising up 500%. Of course, her jersey was #1. And most importantly, I think people look at this and think she said no. That's not the case. She said she wants her first competition to be an Indy at WNBA All-Star, which to me is huge. People don't see the numbers below, like the economic impact. 36 million she drove to Indianapolis just by showing up as a rookie and making history. Caitlin Clark, in her decision, I not only respect it, but I wholeheartedly support it. A lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates. We all know what she's done on the floor. It's history, right? But off the floor, my goodness, she and the Indiana Fever accounted for 45% of all the broadcast value of the WNBA last.
Caitlin Clark has once again turned down an invite to the NBA's three-point contest, sparking heated debate across the basketball world. Is this a missed opportunity or a strategic move to solidify her WNBA legacy? Fans and analysts are split, but one thing's certain, Caitlin's decision is making waves.
So you played Clark like 39 minutes and then you subbed her in and out a little bit at the end of the game. Any particular reason for that?
Yeah, just working. Just thought I needed a defensive group. We needed to make sure we got stops, and that was what that was about.
And how is she? Is she okay? They said that she wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, I think she didn't feel well throughout the entire game, so she's with our trainer right now.
Oh, really?
What seems like a straightforward choice is actually a bold statement, one that challenges perceptions of the WNBA's place in the basketball hierarchy.
Yeah, it's definitely different for me. I feel like basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back and, it was special. There was a lot of things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again, so.
By turning down the invite, Caitlin Clark didn't just opt out. Her decision directly led to the event's cancellation, sending a powerful message in the process.
That Caitlin Clark has an understanding of, shout out Steph Curry, the gravity that she possesses. Like, she's a star. And the fact that she's not doing this competition and it's kind of falling apart, I think just indicates how big of a Jenga piece she is in the tower of basketball entertainment. If she's here today, hypothetically at Chase Center, there's going to be a lot more eyes on that game or that three-point competition than there'd be otherwise. And it's not just because of Steph. When you pair, I think, the two best basketball entertainers that we have in the men's game and the women's game, it would take it into a completely different stratosphere. And the fact they can't do that might be the reason that Steph doesn't want to run it back, but that had the potential to be the greatest spectacle, I think, in recent NBA All-Star weekends.
The WNBA isn't just riding the NBA's coattails anymore, it's thriving on its own terms.
No Caitlin Clark, no NBA event. The league just canceled it. Steph Curry and the NBA just proved Clark is a mega star.
This wasn't just about skipping an event. Caitlin Clark understands the power of her influence. As the face of a new era in women's sports, every decision she makes is a calculated step towards something bigger.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for three, rattles it around for her.
The NBA scrapping the event without her speaks volumes. Caitlin Clark's influence isn't just growing within the WNBA, it's reshaping the entire basketball world.
Here's Clark. Picked up now by Dee Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back three just below the logo.
Clark's decision isn't just grabbing headlines, it's elevating the WNBA All-Star Game in Indianapolis into a can't-miss event. She's more than a star. She's redefining the game itself. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay up to date on Caitlin's groundbreaking journey. Now, let's break it all down.
He's only shooting 67% from three. Clark on a step back, buries a three.
Rewind to the era before Caitlin Clark, or as some fans joke, 7-1 BC, before Caitlin. Back then, WNBA players saw NBA events as rare opportunities for visibility, often feeling like guests rather than equals in the basketball world.
Caitlin, what are your thoughts on all the moves so far and the state of this team?
I'm really excited. I think Kelly and Amber have done a really good job of, finding pieces that fit. It makes me excited about the future, obviously, with Steph and her staff coming in here, and my ability to work out with Keith all off-season has been really fun, but it's been fun. I got to work out with DB, and as some off-season leagues and overseas stuff kind of wraps up, a lot of them will start getting back, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to get in the gym and be with my teammates and, just start putting the pieces together and see what works, what doesn't work. But I think we're going to have a lot of different options to do a lot of different things, and I think that's what's super exciting about it all.
It was a scarce chance for exposure, but it often felt more like a token gesture. No matter how skilled WNBA players were, they weren't the headliners, they were the undercard.
Participate in the three-point contest?
Yeah, honestly, I think just rest. I've been playing basketball for a year straight. It's not an easy thing to just show up to and shoot off of a rack. It's not something I've ever done before. It's not something I've had a lot of time to practice. I've been focusing on helping my team win games. So I think just, enjoying this break. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunities for me to do that at some point. But at the same time, the field of shooters that we have in the competition are really good. They're all near 40% shooters. So I'm excited for them. I'll be there supporting them, and it'll be fun. But yeah, I think the biggest thing of us for me is just I need a break, and I need to take some time to myself to enjoy what I want to do. And at times that can be tough, being in the position that I'm in, but I think it's going to be healthiest for myself.
Caitlin, how is this commentary and opinions? How important is it to maintain a great mental health routine?
That's the most important thing. I think it's hard as a professional athlete at times. People don't always realize. I feel like an individual just
Fast forward to today, and Caitlin Clark has rewritten the script. Prioritizing the WNBA over an NBA platform isn't just bold, it's revolutionary. It's not about chasing gold, it's about cementing a legacy that transcends the moment. Caitlin didn't need the NBA to boost her brand. She chose to uplift the WNBA instead. This decisive move isn't just about her. It's about shaping the league's future on her own terms.
Caitlin Clark is in the house with Connor McCaffrey, of course. Now on the staff over at Butler. Caitlin Clark has set the basketball world on fire. We cannot wait to see her in her second season with the Fever.
Just getting buckets, doing what Caitlin does. You're absolutely right. It's been amazing to see just what she's done just all over the world. Her impact just in basketball, not just in the WNBA. We're just lucky.
This isn't just a bold move, it's a cultural reset. Caitlin's choice is amplifying the WNBA's presence, proving it no longer needs to ride the NBA's coattails. And if the numbers are any indication, her influence is rewriting the game's future.
That tonight.
Here is Clark. She will launch and bury.
The NBA's three-point contest wasn't scrapped due to logistics. It was a reality check. Without Caitlin, there was no headline act. She's not just a WNBA sensation, she's a global basketball icon. Need proof? Sports Pro ranked her the 4th most marketable athlete in the world, ahead of legends like Messi and Ronaldo. That's not just hype, that's influence. Her ability to captivate both diehard fans and newcomers alike is reshaping the sport.
Francisco. As we know, last year it was Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu who went against each other, and it was a high-rated contest. Everybody loved it. Social media was trending about it, and it did really well. So the NBA was trying to recreate that magic, and who else to recreate that magic with than Caitlin Clark herself? Well, Caitlin said, "Thanks, but no thanks." Now, we spoke about this, Alicia and I, in our production meeting yesterday, rather. I'm losing the track of the days. We keep talking about how long the month of January is, but We keep talking also about Caitlin Clark and how she's just been turning things down. And as you can imagine, she probably wants to rest.
Her star power has top-tier brands like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm vying for partnerships. But Caitlin isn't just a sought-after name. She's calling the shots. She's carefully curating her brand, rejecting superficial deals to ensure every move aligns with her long-term vision. By committing to the WNBA, Caitlin isn't just boosting her own career. She's transforming the league's visibility and setting a new standard for the future of women's basketball.
How do you consider Clark reportedly saying no to the three, and how should the league feel about that?
Yeah, I don't like it when the stars do not do these competitions. I didn't like not seeing Aaron Judge, no Tiny. I don't like seeing the LeBrons and the Zions in the dunk contest. But especially right now for Caitlin Clark, this is a missed opportunity. And as much for Caitlin Clark as it is for all those people who spent all that time talking about how could Team USA not have her on the team, because how do you grow the game without Caitlin Clark? This is another opportunity. What are they going to say now? Because Caitlin Clark has opted out of an opportunity that will grow the game. We saw when UNESCO broke the record for the three-point competition, she grew the game and it became a mainstream moment. And so Caitlin Clark is opting out of that. Don't tell me she's tired because you wanted her on Team USA. Don't tell me she doesn't want attention, because if she was on Team USA, she'd be getting a lot of attention. There's really no excuse for her not to go out there and shoot a few threes for the betterment of the game that everybody says is so desperate for her to make grow.
Caitlin's message is undeniable. The WNBA isn't just part of the conversation, it's leading it. And for anyone questioning her impact, the soaring viewership and record-breaking endorsements speak for themselves. Caitlin Clark's decision to pass on the NBA All-Star three-point contest didn't just spark debate, it redefined expectations. For years, WNBA players viewed NBA events as the pinnacle of exposure, but Caitlin made it clear the WNBA isn't chasing the spotlight anymore, it is the spotlight.
Yeah, you know, your announcement for Athlete of the Year, like tremendous, incredible positive feedback. That's what we've seen across the board. There's always going to be some negativity, and I feel like you have had to answer more questions than anybody about the intersectionality of race and gender and sexuality in sport, because of just who you are and you represent the growth of this thing. And even today, earlier today, Megyn Kelly, she was saying that you were apologizing for your white privilege and the fact that you wanted to uplift Black female athletes and make sure that they were getting the shine, kind of like your pioneers were getting the shine that they deserved. And I just want to know how you feel or how you respond to some of those criticisms.
And how did the NBA react? They scrapped the entire event. No Caitlin, no contest. Their official reasoning? They couldn't outdo last year's show. But let's be honest, that's just another way of saying, without Caitlin, there's no buzz. This wasn't just about rest or branding, it was a statement. Caitlin Clark just proved the WNBA isn't dependent on the NBA's stage to be relevant. The power dynamic has shifted, and for the first time, everyone, fans, critics, and even the leagues themselves can see it happening in real time. Caitlin isn't just making history, she's setting the new standard. Caitlin's ability to generate buzz extends far beyond the court. In 2024, she was ranked the 4th most marketable athlete in the world. Yes, ahead of global icons like Messi and Ronaldo. Agree or not, her influence is undeniable. She possesses a rare ability to captivate both die-hard basketball fans and casual viewers alike, an elite trait that only a handful of athletes, male or female, have ever achieved.
Here's Clark back to Boston. Back inside. Oh, good ball movement. And it's Boston.
Smith open on the perimeter, and she catches in.
Game, the defender right there.
There's Clark. Working around Fletcher.
Sponsorship deals are pouring in. From Nike to Gatorade to Buick, Caitlin's endorsement lineup is stacked with powerhouse brands. But she's not just signing every contract that comes her way. In fact, she's turning down more deals than she's accepting, carefully choosing partnerships that align with her vision. That kind of selectivity is a signature move of elite, athletes who truly understand their worth. And this ties back to her NBA decision. Caitlin isn't chasing borrowed spotlight, she is the spotlight. By focusing her influence on the WNBA, she's not just making headlines, she's reshaping the future of women's basketball, proving it can stand on its own without leaning on the NBA.
Do you think you ever could theoretically one day at one All-Star game theoretically compete in the three-point contest?
I mean, if it's in Indianapolis, I would definitely consider, I think. So, we'll see.
That's pretty.
Caitlin's decision to skip the NBA All-Star event wasn't just a one-time choice. It was a defining moment in her larger vision. Time and again, she's turned down major opportunities, all with one goal in mind: elevating the WNBA on her own terms. Take her rejection of Unrivaled, a new women's league offering higher salaries and even equity stakes. They wanted her as their franchise player, but Caitlin didn't budge. Why? Because Unrivaled didn't have the competition, legacy, or prestige of the WNBA. A title there wouldn't define her. It would be just another headline. Caitlin isn't just building a career. She's shaping the future of women's basketball. She's chasing championships, rewriting records, and proving that true greatness isn't about taking the biggest paycheck. It's about leaving a lasting impact.
Clark.
Oh.
Because I talked about this on First Take yesterday, but I want to address it on this show too. Her decision to not participate in the NBA stunt casting three-point contest. We saw it last year with Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. Apparently she was asked to do it this year. It was very well received. In fact, the ratings on Saturday night for NBA All-Star last year peaked at the three-point contest because there was so much intrigue, and it delivered. It was fantastic.
Caitlin's laser focus is what sets her apart. She's not one for gimmicks or unnecessary risks. Could you really see her jeopardizing her health for a 3-on-3 exhibition that will be a footnote in history? No way. Every decision she makes is intentional, always with her WNBA legacy in mind. While some athletes lean on off-court antics to stay relevant, Caitlin's dominance speaks for itself. She doesn't seek the spotlight finds her. And that's why she's not just a rising star. She's a game changer redefining the future of basketball.